All right, my new favorite deck. We're now a mono white Meteor Sword stream. Welcome home. Welcome home to the best deck in Modern. We played the updated 5-color Elemental a while ago with we did play it. It did not perform very well. Um, like it was a cool update to a deck that was like really fun in the MH2 era. There's so many decks that I think were really cool in the MH2 era that just got unfortunately really out power leveled, and that was one of them. See if they have a Phelia. No Phelia. They get another Is It Surveil, so maybe we're up against like wizards. I think that we should K command end of turn. My opponent's pretty likely to have like a bolt and a counterspell. But if we K command end of turn, maybe we can tap them out of counterspell, resolve Thought-Knot Seer, then maybe also ephemerate the Thought-Knot Seer. Wait, this deck has guide. We're not playing Guide Pride, no. Could ephemerate that, I don't think so. Opponent missing land number 3. Kick him out for 2, they can just let resolve 2 if they want, but Spell Pierce would be really bad also. I guess we're gonna bottom both, although Ephemerate could be really good. Now, I kind of don't see much reason to slam either when I can just hold up Solitude or K command. It's possible we're supposed to be baiting the counter magic, but I think that we'll have enough mana next turn that we can overwhelm the counter magic. Oh. Okay, well, thank you, Magic Online. Although I think we're gonna keep like all of this. Maybe I guess not the Thresher. This is Mr. K Command Hater. Unfortunately, I gotta play the good cards sometimes. Alright, so lead on the Seer, I think. Right. Maybe it would have been better to just hold up the other Ephemerate. I'm gonna get Meteor Sword and just kind of make them kill the Stoneforge Mystic with one of the bolts. And then we get to potentially double rebound the Ephemerates on the Vestige. Maybe I could rebound one on a Thought-Knot Seer. But if they bolt like this, then they're not going to be able to use the bolts to kill the Vestige in response to the Ephemerates. Although if they did, it's not the end of the world, of course. They do have Snap Discharge up. Yeah, I think I'll just put Solitude in play for the Tidebinder here. They have no way to beat Kaldra Compleat. They could have Sync. But I mean, maybe getting Kaldra is a bit better. I guess it's probably is at this game. There's the Kaldra anyways. Do we think that they're on Twin? Okay, they could be on Twin. So if they're going to go discharge my Seer in response, I'm going to ephemerate my Seer in response to that. And we'll stack the triggers like this so that they draw the card before we take a card. So they've got a Consult the Star Charts. They've got another Snapcaster. I think I'll take that because Snap Flame is a little bit scary. If they're just going to spend their whole turn casting Consult, I don't think I care that much. We draw a card off the Combat Thresher. 1 mana short of warping the Vestige again, so we'll just play this tapped. We draw another land, we can put in a 7 off of Vestige, leave, play trigger. We also have a rebound Ephemerate, we can target the Vestige. Vestige has been so good. Vestige has been so good. I think it might just be better than Riddler overall too, especially compared to the blue-white build. Like you just have so much good stuff to put into play. It just maybe it is better than Riddler. The stats are kind of better too. Maybe that's crazy to say. I think we just run it back here. We could maybe play a Vexing Bauble or two. Seems like our deck's probably... Maybe we could cut Displacer against all the bolts. Okay, I'll play 1 Bauble over 1 Displacer. In this deck, sure, but in general... Yeah, of course. And not in general. In this deck, yes. In this archetype. Of course. What Ruby Storm is the second most popular modern deck? I don't think it is. Goldfish is usually not the most reliable. Storm is popular. Goldfish is usually like a little bit behind too, but that at least isn't my experience. It feels like Tron. It's like Boros and Tron have felt like the 2 most popular decks for a little bit. Right, with the Witch Enchanter, we can keep this. Mindcensor is for Titan. It's the best sideboard card for the deck. You can also bring it in against Neoform and maybe a couple of other matchups. I do think we're going to lead on the Temple, so we have the option to turn 2 Seer or Warp Vestige, put Phelia into play potentially. Now Watsy's going to publish fewer decks. Yeah, how do y'all feel about this? I don't really look at Goldfish decks very much. Really just when y'all send me something cool, I'll take a look at them. So for my process, it doesn't affect things very much. I don't usually feel like the top 16, top 32 data is very relevant. But maybe there's a dynamic about this I'm missing. Very unhappy about it, hate it. Yeah, I guess you'll just like love pouring through the deck list. I mean, I guess you're here, so fair enough. It only hurts players. There's a dynamic where less available deck data, in theory, helps the modern format be less solved, right? In practice, I don't really know that this is true. But in theory, the less decks that are out there to players, the less solved the format is, which I think it tends to improve player skill and player gameplay. Now, this also might just mean that, it's just all Boros synergy forever, though. Yeah, I think that is a lot of times the reasoning that they have for playing fewer deck lists. Although, is it Wizards that's making them do it too? That hurts players but helps the ban schedule. Yeah, I get it's I definitely see the downsides. Hiding data makes it easier for us to say, see, our format isn't bad. The data says otherwise. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I'm open to it being a net negative for sure. So they keep Bolt in their hand. They Solitude pitching Snare. A little bit weird that they didn't Snare here. I think the Seer is going to still be good, although maybe they're going to Tishana's Tidebinder my Stoneforge trigger. So we want to play Stoneforge pre-combat, so if they Tidebinder this, I can blink it with Phelia. Or maybe I could blink the Seer, but and take the Bolt. I will get the Cauldron this matchup, I guess. And then now they're going to Bolt, I assume. Okay, I'm going to check out the Stoneforge. Counterpoint: more solve formats promote super meta decks like Seasons Past. Seasons Past not that meta. Oh, maybe they're gonna Tidebinder this. I mean, I think that's fine too. Maybe it's not fine. Still pretty ahead. All right, so let's go to combat again. Let's see if they bolt the Phelia. All right, it's Tidebindered. It's pretty cool interaction actually. So they're gonna snap, discharge. So I guess I'm gonna Ephemerate the Thought-Knot Seer after the discharge gets cast, and then I'm going to cast the Vestige. Solved metas are only unfun when one deck is super dominant. There's probably other dynamics, but yeah, I mean, I think solved metas can be interesting. All right, so hand is just a lightning bolt. I think I'm just gonna flicker the Vestige here. We're gonna get up to 7 mana. I mean, attacking is also pretty good. Could also try to take the bolt with the seer, but then we get them a new card, and the bolt's not that good here anyways. Icy with the 60 bucks. Thank you. Welcome back. So I guess another question on if we're gonna keep talking about this, which is probably good to talk a little bit more about this, is if you think that this the change to the decklist publication is going to be really impactful, right? Like you think it's going to be a big change to how you digest. Like how much of a change do you think it is that they are not publishing the top 16, sometimes top 32 decks? How much of a change do you think it is that they are only publishing top 8s for the smaller events? Do you think it's a big deal? Do you think it's not such a big deal? Because I don't know how big a deal I think it is. Best card in Modern, Combat Thresher. Can cardcast the Kaldra next turn. It feels like a big deal. So, how big a deal? Like percentage-wise, ballpark. Like, is it like how big of an effect? Like, is it possible to put into words how big of an effect the loss of this decklist are? Because I don't engage with Goldfish very much. I just build my own decks and talk with y'all about decks. So I just wondering, sort of chat poll. I guess I just would love if someone could articulate it. We get 75% less decks for small challenges. There's like a little bit of an illusion of like a deck that top 32's an event, but there were like 48 players that played it. Or like even top 16, like the illusion's not there. But I also the decks that do worse are less valuable to know about. So like that's also a dynamic. Kind of fun if my Stoneforge dies, I can imprint a sword here. So it's like it's not a 75% decrease because I don't think you want to weight the lower placing deck list as highly. Why is Combat Thresher good? Well, you need a density of imprintables for Ugin's Labyrinth. Combat Thresher is the best one because it's easily castable, it's scammable with Phelia. You can equip Meteor Sword to it and attack for a bunch of double strike damage. You can ephemerate it. But it's to have a density of imprintables for the lab. Okay, so we're up against Domain Zoo, which we lost to in the challenge with this deck. I think in a game that there's a large amount of money on the line for tournaments, ripping large amounts of data from the players is like shooting everyone in the foot. It's okay to be upset about this. I just want to know how impactful this is. It's shooting in the foot. I don't know. I'm being annoying. I'm sorry. I'm being annoying. I just don't know how big of an impact this is, and I'm trying to see if we could parse it together. Like, what percentage is it? How do you weight it? But maybe that's just not. Wizards of the Coast is bad. They're bad, and they should feel bad. 30% maybe. Yeah, I feel like it's about a 30% net negative to me. That feels about where we're at. I guess I want to play Ugin's Labyrinth this turn so I could hardcast Solitude next turn instead of playing the Temple. Not everything can be put to a specific experience. Yeah, that's fair too. I'm just kind of wondering if we can. That's what I'm asking. I'm wondering, can we put this to a more percentage of impact? But if we can't, we can't. You know. Right. Definitely. Let's get rid of this Kavu, or sorry, Doorkeeper Thrill. How did you like the Snaps over Bowman and Dimir Flash? I like them. We played a challenge with them, and I think that they were better in every spot except for the Boros matchup, which I think is kind of clear. Like it's Bowmasters is better against Boros. It was a big part in us winning some matches. Bowmaster is better against Boros and Blink and the Mirror, and Snapcaster is better against everything else. And Snapcaster is also not bad in any of these matchups. It's just kind of my current thoughts. Let's main phase this, I think, to play around Thrall, although we could possibly go for Seer plus Stoneforge. I think that could be fine. Maybe it was really important to exile Flage this turn. They do keep a card on top. I went 4-2 in the challenges to a split of Snapbo, exactly to Boros Blink. Yeah, it's... I do think the Blink matchup is just kind of... I've liked the Blink matchup for whatever that's worth. We went 1-2 in the challenge with this deck, but we lost to Domain Zoo where the Doorkeeper Thralls and Consigns were backbreaking, and then we lost to kind of a Tron nut deck. So they got 3 cards in their hand. They play a Ragavan, 2 cards. I think I probably should have gone for the Seer, although I'm happy to have drawn this. My opponent has Arena of Glory. So I guess we're going to evoke the Solitude here. Shout out to Lion Sash. You'd be great here. My opponent does not play Arena of Glory. Oh, I put the wrong Meteor Sword in the overlay. Very weird, because, like, if they were ghosting, this is... Oh, they're doing this, though, so that they can just attack with the Ragavan. Sash wouldn't even get Flage's turn. Well, it would just be a white card to pitch to Solitude, so we would cast the Stoneforge. Was that what I was trying to say? But yeah, Sash not very good. I know. So the hand is Arena. There will be 2 mystery cards after they draw. Thanks, Squee. So they play Arena. And they pass. So now we can go cast Stoneforge Mystic, hold up Solitude. I think I'm getting Kaldra this time. Blocking Ragavan because we'd rather let them have a card than have hope. I guess have hope is kind of a funny way to put it. But yeah, I think just trading there is good. Like, we have to, if we don't block the Ragavan that turn, we kind of have to leave his Thought-Knot Seer back and for the foreseeable future anyways. Yeah, I do think I'm going to bring in the Wrath of Skies. I didn't do this last time, but I do think that the Thralls are just so annoying. Although we do have K commands for them, for whatever that's worth. But also Wrath is like maybe a little bit better than it would usually be in a non-energy deck anyways. College is kind of a funny draw. I do think getting this Doorkeeper Thrall off the battlefield is going to be the best way to win the game. Like, if my opponent goes draw a Flage, haste it with Arena of Glory with Thrall in play, it's just... How is Doorkeeper Thrall this good against me all the time? I didn't know it also stopped artifacts. I didn't realize it also stopped artifacts. It just every time Doorkeeper Thrall is a little bit better against me than I think it is. So I guess I should have just played this end of turn. I was thinking I could kill this. Okay, Command gets Overlord as removal. I mean, I agree. I'm going to bring in the Wrath Disguise. I'm on board for bringing in the Wrath Disguise. Right. So maybe I should have sacked the Dunes to force the Chump Block. I also doesn't stop living one. I guess we made the right play last turn. Oh yeah, although yeah, I do think sacking the Dunes to force the Chump Block was right. I think we're still doing this. We're still putting the Cauldron in place so we can hard equip next turn. I wonder why no other deck ever plays Doorkeeper Thrall. Maybe that's a question I need to be asking myself. All right, gonna bring in the Wraths. My answer to Thrall is K Command and Solitude. Oh, sorry, and Wrath. Can't Solitude, of course. Gonna cut the Displacer. I think -2 Seers. What other deck wants it? Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Decks don't play it because Flage. Yeah, I mean, you would have to be playing Flage yourself. But Doorkeeper Thrall is like maybe the main card I've been wrong about over the years. Okay, on the draw. Game 2. Gonna put back the Kaldra. Proctor 8 field. Those look pretty cool. Opponents on a mull to 6. They do have a ley line. Lost my Imprintable for the turn 2 Vestige, I guess. Do you think I'm going to main phase the Solitude to play around, I guess Consign. Yeah, Consign, but Thrall wouldn't be so bad because I would just block. I guess Phelia can also be a temporary answer to the Thrall. Do they have the Scion? Kavu would be kind of funny here if they tap their lands next turn. We could blink the Leyline and kill the Kavu. They do have it though. So I guess I'm gonna go Ugin's Labyrinth, imprint Meteor Sword, warp the Vestige, and then put Phelia into play. Not super likely this will be that helpful. I mean, they're gonna have 3 cards. We'll probably get to take something. I guess I'm a little confused about the iced. I guess you just have Ghost Quarter. Pretty good Damping Sphere. So I could bounce the Damping Sphere and play a Thought-Knot Seer. Or flicker the Damping Sphere, play a Thought-Knot Seer. Is the Phelia too valuable to do that? Doesn't really feel like it is. Which is bad news, of course. We also have the option to draw step Ephemerate to try to snag the draw step for next turn. I don't know if I love doing that. Like saving the Ephemerate for an anti-casual vestige or anti-causal vestige could be better. Although I can't really cast it through the sphere anyways. Ephemerate the Phelia. Yeah, I guess just ephemerating the Phelia was better, wasn't it? I do think I'm gonna go for the draw step Ephemerate now though, since I don't think we're really in good shape. We might just need to settle this in game 3. They graveyard a Temple Garden. Hopefully they don't draw a Leyline Binding for turn. All right. Somehow worse because they get a card. To game 3 we go. Better to get casual Ephemerate rolling. The problem was we're one short of hard casting the Vestige. All right, game 3 had the play. We mulliganed that game, right? Or yeah, we both went to 6 that game. Could we play like Wrath the God in the sideboard? Wrath of God in the sideboard? Maybe it's better than Wrath of Skies. It's like kind of the same against Affinity, honestly. Okay, not the same, but not too different. I'm gonna keep this. Could put back the Wrath. We are maybe be a little weak to. I guess I'll put back the Thresher. We'll have an imprintable off the Stoneforge Mystic. Just kind of bad if I draw exactly Lab this turn and can't turn to Seer. Destroy all artifact enchantment card. I don't think there's a white version of that, is there? How's the challenge going? We're not playing a challenge right now. Keeping this is probably wrong. We have Wrath for Kavu. Can't get Scion right now. We need lands. Have second Wrath is a bit awkward. Oh, Fracturing Gust? I feel like I would maybe just rather play Wrath. Wrath also gets around Welding Jar. Play your stupid Doorkeeper Thrall. Dude, I drew the other two Wrath this guys. It's kind of absurd. Drawing the other two is nuts. I mean, there's a target for it, but we don't have our third mana, let alone a second white yet. Why 4 sword instead of 1 or 2? There's two reasons. One, so you can have a density of imprintables for Ugin's Labyrinth, and then two, you want to be able to go activate your Stoneforge Mystic, hold priority, ephemerate it, and then if you do that, you can tutor up a sword and put it into play. So it turns Ephemerate into like a Vindicate or double Vindicate eventually with Stoneforge Mystic. Looking for a white source. Okay, that's a white source. Hopefully they play Territorial Kavu next turn. 5 a Cleansing Nova. I feel like I just want to play Wrath of God. Probably. Like, Wrath of God is very good against Affinity. They have a Flage. So now if we draw an untapped land, we get to kill the Thrall, kill the Flage, be at a lower life total, but we're playing Magic. If we don't draw land, we could still play Vestige this turn and not be dead. Tough that the land they drew for turn was Arena, of course. I do draw the land. It's even a basic plane, so a little less painful. So they got 3 cards in their hand. Casting Ragavan, not dashing. I think I'm going to go Thought-Knot Seer and probably Wrath X equals 1. If they have Consign, that's fine. We'd rather them consign this than the Vestige. Although we are kind of filling up the graveyard for their Flage pretty quick. So maybe we could try to get the Vestige in play to block the Flage. They've got 2 cards in their hand. Maybe I'll draw another K command. They have a Scion? Seems like they're trying to Arena of Glory something. So maybe Kavu. Really bad. Kavu hits me for 5 and then the Flage Escape gets me. This game would have gone way, way better if I had just kept the Solitude, but they blew away Ashiok. Ashiok's crazy to bring in against me. Just stop Stoneforge Mystic. They did tap the Arena, so they do need to draw a land for next turn to Flage. Maybe I should play Vestige. Hardcast Solitude is good. We could hardcast the Solitude. And hope my opponent doesn't have a land to escape Flage. We die if they have an untapped land to escape Flage. Now, instead, what we could do is we could Solitude our own Vestige if they Flage target me. I would gain 7. But then the problem with that is I'm still taking 5 from the Kavu. So I would have to draw like another Solitude. Exactly, another Solitude. But I mean, it's something. I think that my best strategy is to hope they don't draw an untapped land. They need to draw it because they've been missing lands. 57 on the Cartoon Network's channel on cable was I was growing up, so this is very important. Yeah, I don't remember any of the old channel numbers. Obviously, you want to see something go to the graveyard here. My opponent puts Flooded Strand in the graveyard. One of the worst feelings in Magic is when your opponent surveils a card you're dead to in the graveyard. I did not see the mono white control deck that made top 4 in the challenge. Although I mean I have seen this deck. It's not been too uncommon. I don't really like it that much, but aren't we just dead? No, this was Exerted, so they needed a land, but then they said no to a land. Then they play a Damping Sphere. Not that the Damping Sphere. So now I can get out of oh, but they can haste the Flage next turn. Oh, they can't because of Arena. Yeah, I don't have a Lion Sash, but it wouldn't work because of the Sphere anyways. They can haste if they have a spell first. I mean, they wouldn't have enough mana though, right? Yeah, they wouldn't have enough mana. It doesn't work. So I think it's going to be better than Thought-Knot Seer because I'm likely going to Wrath X equals 2 next turn. Although they're going to kill my Solitude, so maybe Stoneforge for Meteor Sword was better. Okay, this was better. Winning this game would be awesome. To make Flage cost red. Well, no, when they activate Arena of Glory, it makes a colorless. It doesn't make red. But then the Flage, but it still is making mana. Okay. So my opponent is trying to haste the Flage, and they don't realize that this isn't working. They need land a Bauble. Yeah, 2 cards they don't. Oh, they could have land, but they don't play Bauble. Crazy game. Very, very fun game here. So I imagine that they are going to kill my Solitude. I Wrath the Skies to kill Flage and to kill Damping Sphere. Such a cool game. Why can't they hate Flage? So Damping Sphere says if a land gets tapped for 2 or more mana, it makes colorless instead. So when they exert Arena, it just makes a colorless. It doesn't make red, so they can't cast Flage. So they've got 1 card in their hands, probably a spell. And then the third, Wrath the Skies, ends up being good after all. Although we're not quite able to kill the Leyline Binding, although we wouldn't really want to kill our own Seer anyways. Do I play around Ragavan? I don't think so. If I draw a land, I can Vestige and Stoneforge Mystic. They do have a spell in their hand. I mean, it could be Ragavan. They play a Scion when they could have hasted to have lethal next turn. Another break, although it's not like a Scion is particularly good for me. Getting out of this Scion is still not going to be that comfortable. Let's start here. So I've drawn Witch Enchanter. So I've got a couple options. I could put Stoneforge Mystic into play, so I can activate it. I can start activating the Mystics, and then I can get the Witch Enchanter and play on my next turn. I can put Witch Enchanter into play now to kill either Leyline works, honestly. Break Leyline. Well, I could do that next turn, and like breaking. I don't really feel like breaking Leyline now does anything. I guess it lets me attack with the Seer. The thing is, I think I should put the Stoneforge into play so I can start activating it. I gotta untap with it. Next turn, Ephemerate the Enchanter. I think it's better to Ephemerate the Vestige next turn to put the Enchanter into play so I can activate Stoneforge Mystic. I think that that's going to be the best thing because I'm dead to a Bolt or a Binding or Flage anyways. I guess I'm not dead to Binding. I guess I did the Binding on this. Enchanter now, so you can Ephemerate next turn for most ley lines. And it's only 1 ley line. I only get to destroy. I kill the Scion next turn. I think this is better. It's definitely a conversation. I think this makes sense to me though. Ugh. Need them to brick again. They also like them playing the Triumph tapped was so good. The misting that they could haste again. Ugh. Crazy game. This matchup does seem bad. They haste off Arena. No, dude. Well, fought really hard. Very fun match. Another Scion, you're dead. I mean, I'm dead to another Scion no matter which line I take. Let's keep. Let's put back the Seer. Opponent's revealing Devourer of Destiny. The Tron matchup has been pretty good so far. I don't hate Shadow Spear in this list to fetch out Stoneforge. Vestige hits hard. It's out the Scion ley line. Maybe you could sideboard it. I don't love cards like that in these decks that are just so like do nothing. How wait, okay, I guess okay, how do they not have a land when maybe they're just F6'd? I don't know how our opponent can just not have a land here when they devour away. Are they just shame conceding? Opponent said misclick. Well, never interrupt your opponent while they're making a mistake. So I did go ahead and add the fourth Phantom to the sideboard, by the way. I think we're going to go down the Kaldra again and 3 Solitudes again. Wouldn't it be fine versus synergy? In my experience, Shadow Spear is like okay against energy if you're playing Urza Saga. I would have to imagine Shadow Spear is worse in this deck than in your average Urza Saga deck. And it's just like kind of okay there. It's not really a big deal in my opinion. Yeah, I know that Spear turns off Hexproof Scion, so I'm open to sideboarding it. Although one big problem is Doorkeeper Thrall, right? Doorkeeper Thrall is kind of the biggest problem for us in that matchup. It's not really the Scions. And so if we started playing Wrath of God over Wrath of Skies, then we would be better there. It's possible that there's some extra applications too. Am I playing this because you're running low on brews, or do you believe in or enjoy this deck a lot more than others? I really, really like this deck, and it's also one I think is good, and I want to know how good it is, so I want to get more reps in. But yeah, we are just kind of playing it because I want to play it today. And I had another backup deck that I was testing well, and then was also kind of boring, so I didn't really want to play it. All right, they flute named Phantom. I do have a Phantom in my hand. Is it? I guess it's good to Labyrinth this turn, so that if I draw an Eldrazi Temple, I could go Vestige plus Ephemerate next turn. Maybe get lost. What? Sorry. Yeah, but this has been my favorite deck of the year. But it says Lab. Now I'm confused. Just K command. Fair enough. So we are unable to cast the Phantom, but we can Vestige it into play here. Testing what boring. It was mono green Eldrazi with Overgrowth and Formidable Speaker. And we've just played like a lot of that build. Funny, even though the build's a little obscure, we have played a lot of it. Got a Fleshraker. 3 cards in their hand after they play the Fleshraker. I'm gonna play this untapped. I think I want to warp a Vestige again. No, let's actually just cast because I might want to Ephemerate the Vestige next turn. But I don't want to Ephemerate it this turn because I think I want to be able to Ephemerate either the Phantom or the Seer, if that makes sense. Depending on how good their hand is. Okay, now this is an easy choice. All right, we'll take the 2 cards that they can cast. Very cool little sequence there. All right. Yeah, the Toronto matchup still. I think we're like 5-1 or 4-1 against it, but one of the losses wasn't the challenge, unfortunately. Is this hand good if we draw any land? It's not so good if we draw second lab, but it's keepable. We can cycle cake. We have 3 looks at a land because of the cake. I think I'm actually going to keep. Oh, I thought it was Monday. Fair enough. On the draw against Boring Os. Okay, we draw the land. I think I'd rather just save my life total rather than try to draw Eldrazi Temple. I am now a Mana Tithe player arounder, by the way. I've been a Mana Tithe player arounder for a little bit. Instead of a Ragavan Dash player arounder. Is it possible the challenge match against Tron should count more than one of the others? I mean, I'm not going to count it as 2, but we've recounted the experience with the deck, and you know, you could weight it heavier if you like, or you don't have to. It's up to you. This deck could use Mana Tithe. I don't know if I would play it in this deck, but Mana Tithe is a card I accept. I just cannot play on stream. I'm just at peace with it. Well, that's a problem. So our main answer to this is like Vestige for Witch Enchanter. And or just like plain Stoneforge Mystic, but we don't really have any of that here. Didn't even find a land. And we also are -1 Witch Enchanter. So don't exactly see us getting out of this very easily. All right, let's go to game 2. It's going to bring in the Wraths, cut a Displacer, cut 2 Seers, click Submit. I do think I'm going to rent some Wrath of Gods. I know it's maybe a little bit worse in these matchups. I do like that it gets around Welding Jar out of Affinity, which is kind of minor. But it does seem like Domain Zoo has been such a tough matchup, and I like that it's a sideboard card that both kills Leyline Side, kills all their creatures, and can clean up a Doorkeeper Throne. I've been playing a lot of decks with this type of mana base. If Vista over the Forges makes a little sense, better versus Moon effects. So with that trade-off, you are better against Moon, and your mana is also just like a little bit worse overall, right? Where you have to play a Wastes, and like a Waste is just like the worst land in your deck, but you're better against Moon, and so you Vestige plus Witch Enchanter is pretty good against Blood Moon. There also are not like that many Blood Moons in the format, for whatever that's worth. It also doesn't destroy munitions tokens. You know what? That's actually a great point, not destroying munitions tokens. And Wrath of God might actually be better than Wrath of Skies against Affinity. Although against like the Corey Steel Cutter, Emery versions, it's probably not. And those versions have been pretty popular. Kind of feels like my opponent is on a Blood Moon draw. I think I still play a Phelia here. So we'll see if we can find a white source to Ephemerate the Thresher. Could also maybe draw a Thought-Knot Seer or something like that. I thought I was a Mana Tithe player arounder. The Shade Blade. I mean, I'm trying to draw the white source. I think it's fine to sequence the way we did here. And so like we're drawing now into like Vestige plus Witch Enchanter. I don't know. Maybe if I draw one of those right now. Let's see if they have got pressure follow up. I'm definitely not dying to play the rest of this match here. Saying after playing around Mana Tithe. I mean, I think it's still fine to try to like the white drawing the white source is really high upside, but I got. All right, I just don't want to sit here against Boros with the Bloodmoon in play. We'll move on. We're a mono white deck. We can't play Wear Tear. Well, I'm gonna keep this hand on the draw in a new match. Yeah, I think with Requisition Rage, just with 4 main deck Witch Enchanters, it's just kind of tough to want to play a card like that. Fun. Oh, I didn't grab the Wraths. I like the Snapcasters in the mirror. It kind of depends on how popular Boros is, probably maybe. But I think that Snapcaster's better in the Demir mirror. It's better against Boros. It's a little bit. Maybe it's not even better against Blink. Maybe Snapcaster's better against Blink. It's kind of a wash. And so there was just a time where there's just so much. And also you don't have to play any Break the Ice in the sideboard too. I don't think I'm going to Solitude Ephemerate. I wonder if I ever just let them Stone Rain if I don't show them the Yeah, I don't think that that's wise, but just thought about it for a second. Fun to run into the mirror. What does Oh, they have K command in their hand. They can't quite K command the Phelia. Looking to draw something that's not really something. Have I tried playing one Cloud? Cloud being white and not cheating in Meteor Sword is just kind of not playable, I think. Their own Phelia. Seems like their draw just might be better here in the mirror. What is the sideboard for the mirror like? The Phantoms seem fine. I think we're gonna go to game 2. I know I've got some live top decks, but I'm kind of in grind mode. I want to get just more reps in, and also like reps in the mirror, not that important overall. All right, do we want these Phantoms? Phantoms are okay, but I think every other card seems really good in the mirror. No, Meteor Sword did not make the PowerPoint. It was not on my radar. All right, keeping this 7 on the play. This hand seems great in the mirror. This might be like the most fun matchup, and no, maybe not, but I'm excited for this. Maybe boarding out like one Kaldra for one Phantom would be fine. Kaldra actually seems pretty bad against the K commands and the Solitudes, but it also just imprints the Labyrinth and is like fine threat. So they don't have a turn 2 Seer or a turn 2 K command. Seems like I just want to. Oh, maybe I would have killed Phelia here. We're learning the mirror. Okay, they have K command, not Phelia. Yeah, I should have waited on this. I don't know that I'm killing Phelia instead, but waiting would have been better, I think. And I think that I would rather be able to draw another land and then pitch this to a Solitude. No, I'll just play this tapped. Hard to imagine Solitude's like really relevant right now. Anything in TMT you're looking forward to the most? I have not looked at the cards yet. I know the set is coming out really soon. My current hype levels for the turtles is low, to say the least. But maybe it'll get higher when I look at the cards. Looks like a mostly ignorable set, might be a few gems. I don't think there's like an affinity card that I think looks pretty playable. But yeah, but besides that, I don't think there's a lot. I think we'll just wait on the activation here. Because I mean, I would really like to get Phelia in there. Could also double block Phelia with my Stoneforges. Yeah, we're playing the Mirror, which is really cool. They have Wrath? Oh, they have Vestige. I think I'm going to let them blink the Vestige, double block so I can try to get Phelia Meteor Sword going. Yeah, I've talked about that Goldfish is only top 8 publishing top 8. A lot of people are really upset about it. I don't interact with Goldfish very much for like my own process, so I'm still kind of formulating my opinion. I guess I have a negative opinion of it, but I don't think it's like a huge deal either. Um, there's potentially some small positives. But I think generally big net negative. Okay, do any of these cards matter? Okay, I guess not. So we're gonna although I guess, killing the Vestige with the sword was maybe a little risky there. Does losing here count as a win for the deck? Doing PT testing, we would usually count mirror matches. We just would not count them for the data. But it's a fun match to play. So we're on the draw, game 3 in the mirror. I think this hand is too slow. If I had an imprintable, we'd keep, or an Eldrazi Temple instead of a lab. Alright, we have Solitude, Ephemerate, although we don't really have another white card besides this Witch Enchanter we need as a land. That being said, I do think we have to keep on 6 on the draw in the mirror. Okay, I'll just play this tapped now that I have a new white card. It's not a huge deal for you because you don't mind brewing. Yeah, I get that. I get why people are upset, and I get that people are upset. I guess like just in general, like Wizards' decisions, I feel like have been pretty bad for a while, I guess, and so I think I will Ephemerate the Solitude this time. Like I think the way Wizards has managed the modern format for a long time now, I've just not been super happy with, and so I don't know. I just have a hard time getting worked up over it. Why Solitude Ephemerate main phase? Well, they're gonna stone rain me with the Stoneforge Mystic, the Meteor Sword, so I don't want to run into that. The Temple's a good draw, although we're on like a mulligan where we Solituded like in basically 3-for-1 them, so not feeling great about our spot. Although losing to the mirror is definitely fine. They keep 3 on the top. Do we concede just so we can get another full league in? They warp a Vestige. You gonna Ephemerate? Didn't they play another Stoneforge? I can't Thought-Knot Seer a Meteor Sword out of their hand because they already have one. And let's see what they put. They could have put the Stoneforge into play with the Vestige, so it's interesting that. Okay, very interesting that they cast it. They put nothing into play, which I'll say I'm a little bit more than surprised about. I don't really love that my opponent gets to really cleanly blow up this temple, but maybe we're just kind of tempoing. Maybe we're just kind of ahead on board here. And if they're going to blow up my temple, then maybe we're going to get to kill them. So they should have 2 Meteor Swords and then 5 other cards. None of them lands, despite them stacking so many cards on top. Wow. Okay. I'm going to take the Solitude. And somehow, despite them keeping 3 cards on top with the K command, we're in pretty good shape. I do think they maybe it seems like they messed up by casting the Stoneforge. Yeah, they definitely should have solitude in response to the Seer ETB. It's definitely true. How did we run into the mirror? I mean, we trophied with the deck. I think the deck's good. I don't know. I believe in this deck. I don't know if you guys do. All right, let's go to combat. So are they going to blow up the Seer? They do blow up the Seer. So I'm gonna scry draw, and then I'm going to exile the Stoneforge, looking for Ephemerate. I don't think I keep any card that's not Ephemerate, but maybe I could have. It has legs, but maybe slightly weaker than meta decks. Yeah, I think so too, which I think is a good spot for a brew to be doing some more hardcore testing on. What's the deal with Combat Thresher? You need more imprintables to Ugin's Labyrinth. The Combat Thresher is the best one. Gets scammed by Phelia. It draws cards when you ephemerate it. It holds a sword really well because it has double strike. It's just definitely the best one, despite being kind of goofy. They're casting the Vestige from Warp. Okay, they're casting the Vestige from Warp. They're holding up 2 mana, so they draw. They must have Phelia, right? So let's cast Stoneforge Mystic and then hold up our own K command. I really want you to tweak it, give another run. Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of tweaking on the sideboard after this round here. If you prototype Thresher to Ritual, the mana value is 3 when you prototype it. So they Solitude pitching Ephemerate. We knew about that. I honestly can't even keep track of all the other cards that were in their hand. Do they have another Ephemerate? Looks like they do. So we're going to lose our board. Is there any red in the deck? We have High Noon in the sideboard. I'll say this, though. Playing the blue-white Panland to play Null Drifter, is that really playing Null Drifter if you only have 4 sources to cast it? Maybe it is. Maybe it's fine. But 4 sources is like I kind of think it's like almost nothing. Oh, they ephemerate the Vestige instead of the Solitude. I guess that's fine. And they equip onto Solitude. Don't know if I would ever block and sack, but if I would, I would want to give myself the option. Ed, good to see you in chat, buddy. Hope everything's going well. Okay, I'm going to keep both of these on top. I really want to get to 7 mana so I can start putting 7 drops into play with my Vestige, which is a fun thing to get to say. So I'm going to warp this prototype, and then prototype this Thresher, then warp the Vestige. Those are 2 different things. Although, I don't know, maybe I want to hard cast the one from Warp. You know what? I think that having a better blocker here probably is correct. Would a second, practically speaking, third color be viable? We tried a blue-white version this morning, and I didn't like it so much. You can play blue-white with Eldrazi. The mana is so much worse. And you like I don't know. I think that this build is. I think it just probably wants to stay this mono white. Maybe they're gonna hardcast a Meteor Sword here. They hardcast a Meteor Sword, which is very fun. Maybe they'll target the Vestige. Maybe they'll target the Thresher. Maybe they'll target my Temple. They target the Vestige. I think we should put Phelia into play. And double block? I think double block's in order. So now if I draw a land, I can Meteor Sword the Vestige. Okay, I do draw the land. I guess what we should do actually is Thought-Knot Seer, Warp Vestige, then Phelia, put the sword into play, and then try to take something that's good for them to put into play. So they are a fool. They only have 6 lands. So I can take the Phelia. Take the Phelia, warp the Vestige, attack with Phelia, flicker the Vestige, put Meteor Sword into play, kill their Vestige. And then they can't put one of the 7s into play. They're a fool with only 6 lands. So yeah, they just draw a card. Our Vestige returns. What a cool game. To be fair, it's not truly being mono white with a colorless requirement. You're almost adding a third color. I mean, that's definitely what's happening. And to be fair, we know, yes. Yes, that is what's happening. Which is I think the mana is pretty bad when you're like 2 colors plus colorless. So they kill my Phelia. Are they dead to Sword Equip plus Dunes? So this is 11. I guess they're just dead to Sword Equip. Hold up Ephemerate instead of Dunesing because of Solitude. Although I don't think they can Solitude based on what we saw. Okay, let's go to make some changes to the sideboard. We'll do another league here.